Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Jesus TV, my return subscribers. Thank you all so very much for always coming around, for listening to my gist, for your wonderful comments. I really appreciate those of you that are nice. For those of you that drop rude comments, you can actually make your points without being rude. Okay guys, so somebody said that in one of the comments that Naomi should move on, that after everything that the king did to her, that if she goes back to the king, that she'll be making a fool out of herself. And the person actually said that yes, that part we know, that when Naomi was locked up, after that incident that occurred during her gift party for the kids and all that, that the king openly disassociated himself and the palace from her and all that. So during that period, I don't know if you were listening to the gist or if you followed me, because throughout that period I was always on live, and you all understand the situation, that what happened at the Islamic school in Basharu, Oyo State. It was not an easy stuff. Like, what happened was not something that, it's something that can easily cause riots in a state, Jonathan, that can easily destabilize a state, that can easily make people burn down a state, because you don't know the number of people that came for that fun fair. You don't know the number of they are not, these people are angry mobs, people that are hungry. If it was not handled the way they handled it, the way the governor handled it, because of course the governor handled the situation in a more intelligent way, which actually calmed people down. Naomi was not locked away. She was kept there for her own protection. She was not put in, even the Alhaji, him too, they were kept under protection for their own they were kept under protection for their own good. Do you understand? If they had allowed them to be outside before the case was investigated, before everything was investigated, a lot would have happened. Maybe those angry mobs, mob, would have gone to Queen Naomi's place and buy them. Yes, it was very, very severe. It was a severe case. So it's not something that they can just allow them to walk around anyhow. So you that is saying that she was locked up and the king did not do anything, you want the king's palace to be burnt down. Do you know that it was people's children that died? And a lot of them were claiming that it was because of the fun fair was not organized. That was why their kids were dead. A lot of people lost children. So these were they say a hungry man is an angry man. You get, a lot of them get to throw their children over the fence. They threw their toddlers over the fence with the mindset that somebody will help them catch the child. Do you understand? So that was how, as in, it was so severe that they cannot, if not handled carefully, everything would have gone, like everything would have, would have fall back to Queen Naomi. So that was the best way to handle the situation. She was not locked inside the cell or inside it. She was kept in Agodi Correctional Center, or what do they call it? Still in Ibadan there, but not the prison. So, and she was well taken care of. Couple times that she fainted inside the prison, because at the time they didn't allow her families coming. In fact, they didn't allow anybody coming for her own safety. They didn't even allow the prince to see to see her, even if he was crying that he wants to see his mom. And even when the mom came out to cry for help on social media, of course she already knew that there's no how the king will not step in. And the palace had to disassociate themselves because of how tense it was. The issue is something that people can actually, if he did not do what he did, they will say, oh, she's a queen, or she's still with the king, and before you know, they will not transfer the aggression from where the stuff happened. That is how human beings reason. They will not transfer the aggression from where it happened to the king's palace, to go and destroy things, to go and destroy properties, to go and mobilize, to go and steal things. So it was the way they handled it. But that doesn't mean that she's no longer, I mean, they have a tie, and that is the prince. So because a lot of you were saying that Queen Naomi will never go back, she'll never be, I already saw it, that she was already back. She says she doesn't want to be numbered. She doesn't want to be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the number one wife, number two. But that doesn't mean that she's no longer with the king. Princess Adewamiwa's mom, she's always in the palace. You know Adewamiwa, the second daughter of the king that you see. We don't know who is the second. After the king's first daughter, the second one that is always with the father's best friend, she's always with the king. Her mom goes to the palace anytime. In fact, anytime there is function, she's always there. So you people already know how these things are going to play out. She doesn't want to be numbered, doesn't mean that she doesn't want to be with the king. She's still with the king, but she doesn't want to be numbered. That is just the issue. You get? So, like, apart from that one, the king has been doing his best. The king has been taking care of Queen Naomi. Though they said allegedly that the other queens, which is, you all understand, doesn't want the king to bring back Queen Naomi, which is understandable, because like everything they are doing is just to prove to people, oh, we will take care of the king, even if the first wife left, even if Queen Naomi left, we're going to be there, we're going to take care of him. And at the end of the day, she's there. And at the end of the day, you're hearing that, oh, they are fighting tooth and nail for Queen Naomi not to step into that palace. In fact, they were actually surprised that Queen Naomi came for that Thanksgiving service, because they didn't believe it. Like, they didn't know she was going to. Well, like, go ahead and invite the prince. They thought maybe Queen Naomi would have sent someone to bring the prince over. They didn't know that she was going to come, and it was surprised. And you saw how everybody's attention shifted from the Thanksgiving. In fact, the people were not praying again. The pastor was even calling them, close your eyes, let's pray. They were looking at Queen Naomi, they were monitoring. Like, it was so embarrassing. Everything Queen Naomi was, they were monitoring her. And prior to the day, I heard that Olori Toby and Olori Marian, though they said she was pregnant then, she was not feeling fine, they already got the news. But you know, Olori Ronke now and Olori Temitope, them, they are back coming live. They don't send anybody, papa. I mean, they just came for they are there, and they even danced with the prince. So that is it. He is the king. Nobody can challenge his authority. So whatever he wants to do, he will do. And for me, if I was to be Queen Naomi, if my happiness still lies with the king, I will not listen to whatever anybody will say. He is still the father of her daughter, the father of her son. So she still has every right as every other person to either reconcile or not reconcile. Okay, so individual differences. So thank you so very much for always coming around, for viewing my channel. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like and share my videos, and don't forget to comment nicely. Have a blessed day. Bye.